Hi everyone, welcome to this 30-day program to change, grow and transform, where I bridge psychology and spirituality, bringing out some of the best tips and information to support you on your journey for growth, abundance, happiness. We're on day 23, and if you've joined me late in the month, that's fine, because you can take each of these topics in isolation. But the idea is that if you do something for 30 days, you get an accumulative effect of focusing on the things that support you in your personal development to move you towards feeling happier, healthier and wealthier. And I've also done a video about books related to these topics and themes that I talk about each day, so that if you want to go deeper on any one of these subjects, there's some information and books to connect you and give you a chance to go deeper on that. Or you can go deeper even still and do a course or join my coaching program, or request a Kickstart program, which is a 2-hour session held at the beginning of the month and the end of the month to get you moving in the right direction. So today we're looking at practicing self-compassion. The affirmation is, I offer myself kindness and understanding, knowing that I am worthy of love. And the oracle card is the Empress. So the Empress represents nurturing, self-love and abundance. It calls for you to treat yourself with care and compassion, reminding you that true growth flourishes in an environment of love and support. The card encourages you to prioritize self-care and embrace the innate worth. We're focusing on self-compassion. The Empress teaches us that nurturing ourselves is not a luxury, but a necessity. Let's explore how small acts of kindness towards ourselves can transform the inner dialogue and support our overall well-being. So the idea with this, really, in terms of self-love and abundance, again, that's relatively new conversation that's been around for maybe the last 5 years, is that if you focus on self-compassion, that is having compassion for yourself, what you've gone through, the difficulties that you face, the mistakes that you've made, and not live in regret, resentment, anger, or any of those so-called difficult or more challenging emotions, it allows you to really connect with the heart and practice self-compassion. And the Empress helps us do that. So if you've got access to any oracle cards or the tarot, you can connect with the energy of that card. So one of the things that you can do as a tip is to mirror affirmations. So you can stand in front of the mirror, look into your own eyes and say 3 affirmations aloud, and say, I am enough, I am worthy of love, I forgive myself. So regardless of the mistakes that you made in the past, roads taken or not taken, things that you regret, is about being able to look at that as learning experiences and move on, but having that compassion for yourself. And repeat this practice daily. In particular, if you're quite hard on yourself and you're not able to do these things easily, it can take some practice to develop that. And there's some people that offer workshops and courses on this, so you can go even deeper. And if you want any contacts to point you in the right direction, then do send me an email. So the journal prompts for this are, how do you typically treat yourself when you're struggling, and how could you respond more compassionately? So often people have an inner dialogue, internal voice that says, why did you do that? You were stupid. Why did you do that again? Why didn't you listen to yourself? And we can be quite critical, have this internal critic. And there was a therapy model called TA, called transactional analysis. And what that meant was that we often, when we're growing up, take on and internalize the critical voices of people around us without even realizing that a lot of the things that we say to ourselves are things that maybe we heard in the environment that aren't necessarily true. And it doesn't do you well over time, really, to continue to allow that critical voice to take hold. It's good to look at situations and think, what could I have done different? What did I learn about that? What was the lesson in that for me? What would I avoid next time? Has it changed the way that I view the world? But not to use this constant critical voice in which to attack yourself, because in a way what that does, it sets you up for negativity, it elicits all sorts of negative feelings, and can even impacts your mental health and your physical health over time, that can have a really devastating impact. So write about the time you showed kindness to yourself and how did that feel. And what can you do today to nurture your mind, body, or soul? So some of the ways in which I do that is I use aromatherapy, bath salts, Epsom salts. For the bath, I love, bath oils. I like particular perfumes, aromatherapy oils that I use as room sprays that are uplifting and inspiring. It may be that I go somewhere that I really enjoy, and that's how you really think about nurturing your mind, body, and soul. And one of the things that we learned when I was doing a parenting course as a practitioner was the way to think about is, if you bought a plant and you had the plant inside your house, what are the kind of things that you need to do in order to not just help that plant survive, but to thrive? So you water the plant, you let it have access to sunlight, and you sometimes give it food. And even in research, they talk about how if you're kind to the plant responds. But if you do the opposite and you don't feed it any water or any food, and it's in the dark and it needs sunlight, then that plant is surely going to die. And in a way, that's the metaphor for how we help our relationships, our self-worth, our self-love, self-compassion, how we grow. And the opposite is how we, through neglect and criticism, how we can kill off what's good. So hopefully that's helpful, but I'll read a little bit about the Empress card in more detail so that you can link with that. So it also means if you pull this out in a tarot spread, that you're entering a time of profound healing and blessings. And if you're feeling any lack of inspirational possibilities, seek to heal your physical temple and nourish your soul by embodying her shining creative essence. Continue to move calmly and gracefully in the direction of what whispers yes. The card often affirms that you're on the right track. The Empress is also a great card for if you want to really tap into more insight and creativity and abundance, especially if you are a creative and you need that insight and inspiration to come when you're writing a book, an ebook, or designing your own courses. So hopefully that's helpful. Write that in your journal, and like I said, if you want to go deeper, there'll be a book on my book list, book reviews that you can tap into.